I love what you're wearing in terms of the velvet.
Okay.
Very cool style. Where did you pick up that particular dress?
This one someone left it at a party we had, and I kind of know who owns it, but I had to give it back to you.
Oh, okay, so he was like borrowed it.
Yeah, I borrowed it unknowingly for a while.
That's cool, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Welcome to Paisley Presents. My name is Paisley, and today I'm joined by my good friend and amazingly talented musician, Shanti Lane. Is that right?
Yeah, or SELKI.
Or SELKI. SELKI is her stage name. Yes,
yeah.
That's right.
Well, my last name's actually Kenny.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah,
oh,
I did Shanti Lane just because I was like bored one time and everyone was changing their names. So I was like, I'm going to give a bit of an edge.
It's got a kind of almost, I don't know, like for some reason I think rockabilly when I think Lane.
Yeah.
Like kind of maybe because of the Lady Lane and like that kind of
Lane, yeah,
like folky kind of bluesy. Like,
that's it, yeah. Always maybe more like 70s or something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So why Shanti? Like were your parents hippies or?
No,
really?
No, they were in a short.
Right,
And apparently, I was a really loud baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, my mom didn't like name me until like there was that cutoff date and you've got to pay the fine.
Yeah.
So she was like,
fine?
yeah, there's a fine apparently after a month.
Oh my god. It's very weird.
Yeah, but so I was really like screamed a lot,
Yeah,
really demanding, and she was like, "Peace, man."
Yeah, right, okay.
Please. So yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, calms out.
Yeah, and what do your parents do? What do?
It's kind of like they've gone through like they do a lot of different things. They're kind of
cool.
like jack of all trade types of people. But,
that's awesome. So they're quite artistic and creative.
Yeah, like always kind of growing up. My dad's a coconut picker.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and
awesome.
and my mom did massage. Now she's a teacher, but she does she works at Happy High Herbs now as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
As in, it's just here in Melbourne, isn't
No,
it?
they live between Byron and Cairns.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
So they're kind of
cool.
like, they've got our place in Byron, but then they're kind of living in Cairns.
Yeah, awesome.
So they like it there, and that's kind of like where we're all from originally.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What do you say to people who, because I love Byron Bay, but it's definitely true, as you would know, as growing up there, it's become maybe a bit gentrified in the last few years, or even more than that. Like, do you think it's sort of not what it used to be, or?
I don't know, I think I wasn't around the 70s.
Yeah, that's true. Not maybe not quite that far back. Yeah. Are you sure you weren't? You seem like you were.
Well, as you age well.
Yeah, that's right.
Use a bit of Botox every now and then. But yeah, like I have heard at the start it was just like full combi bands or surfing. It was like really stinky because they did a lot of whaling there. But
right.
I know my whole life I've been there, I've definitely noticed there's a lot more, it's a lot fuller of younger people. Kind of like that kind of young style, which is maybe a little bit commercial surf.
Sort of
more
yuppie almost?
Kind of maybe, but I know, it's got a really kind of good hinterland there, so I guess the alternatives breed alternatives. Yeah, exactly. And everyone still hangs out and stuff.
Yeah.
But for sure, especially around the end of the year and Splendor and stuff, you get some interesting crowds.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Did you, because you seem very down to earth, did you feel like it was a particularly down to earth place growing up, or?
Well, I kind of I worked a lot in Byron and I used to go there pretty regularly, but I was kind of closer to Nimbin.
Yeah,
okay. So that was very
drug capital of Australia.
There we go.
Well, that's what it's known for.
Yeah.
Among other things.
No, for sure. I can see how it gets that reputation.
Yeah.
But
because they have the music festival there too.
Yeah, well they have blues festival. They have Mardi Gras, which is a weed festival, but they have lots of music and stages and stuff. So it's really cool. It's real happening. Good time of the year to be there. Yeah.
That's awesome. Have you ever played there or?
I did actually, really spontaneously. I was just sitting in the shy tent, giving someone a shoulder massage, and someone came up to me because I had a guitar on me, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to play? Our performer's not playing," and so I did.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's the best way to happen when it's sort of spontaneously.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it was good. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of cool crowd, cool vibes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Cairns. Cairns, I would think in some ways is almost like the antithesis of Byron Bay, isn't it?
I think Cairns is Cairns is really interesting. the whole of Queensland definitely is like the opposite. Like I think it's like capital of bogan culture.
Yeah, yeah.
Like great people,
Yeah,
awesome, like real genuine people, but just like into different things. I guess from Melbourne, like I feel kind of like
a bit more maybe generic Australian conventional.
That's it.
Yeah.
And but like Canada's got like a really groovy scene. Like I think back in my mum's day, apparently it was pretty wild.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It was like a real like alternative kind of space, and even like music-wise, like they've got like some really cool venues, and they've got like there's like a really cool kind of artsy scene in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's just smaller.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows everyone.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand that. And when did you decide sort of to come to Melbourne? Because it's very different, one extreme to another, going from Byron Bay to Melbourne.
Well, fancy the cold.
Yeah.
I've always like, I know as soon as I left high school, I wanted to leave home. And so like, I don't know, like I've travelled a lot like growing up, like, and so that's kind of always that thing of like, just gotta get out of the nest and like, and then I went and lived over in Europe for a year and like,
oh wow,
yeah.
I didn't even know that. We can talk about that as well. That's amazing. That's cool.
Yeah. So I got really like into like living in a city.
Yeah.
And I was like, I went to Sydney for a week, and I was just no way I was having a bar of it.
Yeah. Not your jam.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I just love the public transport, like the easy to get away, like around, away, whichever.
Yeah. Up, down, across. Yeah.
And Melbourne's got an awesome art scene. I was kind of always gonna kind of move to Melbourne.
Yeah.
I never like stayed in it, but like I was always kind of gonna come here.
Just gravitate towards.
Yeah.
What do you think of Sydney actually, just quickly, like?
I think like Sydney's probably got some really cool art and stuff there, but I think it's lost amongst like just this mass of like, I don't know, for me the colour felt grey and concrete, but I think it's just because they don't have like the little like metros and stuff that they've had to put bigger roads, and so there's just like a more ensuite of like cars going like all the time, and like the trains are just bigger, and like everything's noisier, and it's like almost spread out, and there's no like, I know in the city there's not these little like quaint places, like everything's bigger, and it's kind of like I feel like it's like exhausted, like and it's kind of even like Newtown is like nowhere near like Brunswick Street or anything.
Yeah, that's right, but it's sort of as close as you could get probably, like Glebe markets and that kind of area. Yeah, that's interesting. Because my sister lives in Sydney. She lives in a few different places. At the moment, she lives on the Northern Beaches. And I find the Northern Beaches a little bit like that. A little bit sort of, we don't want public transport here because it'll bring in the riffraff.
Oh yeah,
you know,
like the accent and all.
Yeah, exactly. I guess here's the equivalent maybe of like Toorak possibly, or even Brighton. But I just, I love my sister dearly, of course, but I do. Yeah, it's weird because even Manly, which I love walking around Manly, but it's almost how I imagine like LA to be. It's just so big and chunky and like larger than life, and you got like the beach, and it's a lot. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm being attacked by the atmosphere. You know? Whereas Melbourne is much more sort of chilled out. I'm quite, as you know, sort of quite old world, so I think Melbourne has a lot more of a sort of old-fashioned kind of quality to it than Sydney.
It's got that European thing. I know like the Italians and like Greeks and stuff really cool. It's kind of like quaint. Even like the patisseries or like the specialty shops and stuff, which is like keeps it real nice.
Where did you go to in Europe?
I was really unorganised with that one.
That's the best way to be. And why does it not surprise me that you are unorganised with it? Just
rocked up. And then I like kind of realised that visa-wise I couldn't just travel around for a year. I had to do specific country hopping, so I had to like, kind of like plan it out a bit. So I went to Italy for a few months, stayed in Milan, and then like I went and lived in Ireland for like 3.5 months. And then
I felt like you would have been very popular at home in Ireland somehow.
I loved it. It was great. I lived in Cork. I know. We talk like that all the time.
They do love the Irish accent.
To come back to my gaff. So like,
do that very well.
Like we'll have a bit of beer and like such and like whatever. Like it's like lack after every second one. But it's cool. Really awesome people.
It is that cliche of like they're so lovely and so kind and
just so onto it. Witty as hell. Really cool.
That's amazing. Where else?
And then after that, I was kind of like hopping back and forwards between England, but like then I was kind of like spent like another month and a bit in England after Ireland, and then like I went to Germany for a little bit in between
wow.
to go to a music festival.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
What German music festival?
Oh, it was Southside. It was kind of like, I guess, more of like a commercially one, but it was awesome. They had like, I know XX, like XX,
Wow.
Martin Sons, the Kooks, like
Oh,
one or
I would
two.
have loved that. Yeah, that's cool.
Like kind of all these like Wolf Mother was awesome.
Wow, Wolfmother. I think they sort of were gone now. I don't even remember hearing about them.
Yeah, I
but-
think they must have like maybe had maybe a bit of a comeback tour or something.
Yeah, cool. That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was wild. Like Germany is just I don't know, it's just stunning.
Yeah, I can't wait to go. Berlin has been one of my places not only to go to but to live. I can see myself living in Berlin. Like,
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
like definitely maybe me as well for a period of life.
it'd be so cool. It's even just like the
Oh.
history and the art and the sort of the specific underground quality of Berlin in the history. I love
Yeah.
that whole like almost opposite underworld culture. Like it's crazy.
It's so alive there,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like and just so diverse. Yeah.
And I guess it's been such a place of like of conflict and then of peace and then like it's gone through so many different.
Yeah, there's a real sense, kind of almost like liberation and stuff there as well. Like, yeah, no, it's awesome.
That's really cool. Did you have any friends that you stayed with in Europe? Or?
Yeah, I did. Well, like I had like maybe some like there was one group of friends I stayed with who I kind of met a few of them over here, but otherwise, like over there, like in Italy, I met a lot of people, and then like I do couch surfing, and then like
Nice.
we meet them and we make friends with people, and they're like,
Of
oh,
course.
go here and like
Yeah,
come here
yeah.
and like.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, I kind of just did that, floated around quite a bit.
That's really cool. Did you look at like Scandinavia or anything around
No,
that area?
I went to Croatia
Yeah.
and
right.
Slovenia.
Oh wow.
But
right.
yeah, that was about it. I really wanted to do a lot more traveling, but it's just the Schengen visa. You're only like 3 months within 6
Yeah,
months, and so
okay.
it was really iffy when I was like, there was one stage when I was at border security and like I was like this close, like them popping me on like a plane.
Oh
like,
Jesus.
I told them that like I'd be gone out of the country by August, and then like I hadn't bought a return ticket
Ooh,
just because I was 18. And they're like, oh, she's obviously working.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
But then I was just lying to the guy, and he was like, my plane was about to come, and he was like, okay, I'll let you go, like
yeah.
don't want to miss your plane or whatever. But it was really kind of like there's so many like iffy stages and stuff, so I was like just like kept it real safe.
Yeah, that's cool.
And, like, but yeah, definitely if I go again, yeah, I'm gonna get a proper visa and just kind of like do, I think a lot of Eastern Europe and go to Spain as well.
Yeah, that'd be wicked,
And like
wouldn't it?
Turkey.
Yeah. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
What sort of spurred your love of music, or when did you like? Are your parents musicians, or how did you fall into music?
Well, like my mum played piano, but my dad's kind of like one of those guys where he like picks something up and he can just play it. Like he's never like been. I know like
Naturally gifted, one of those bastards. Like.
Yeah, just picks up the flute, like plays a bit of sonata.
Yeah.
But
Is he one of those people who doesn't appreciate it though? I hate those people. Like he's just like it's easy. Like.
Well, like I think like he's never like really played with other people, but it's more something he does just to fiddle with in his spare time, like just as a hobby. Like he's been doing ukulele for the past 5 years.
Wow.
He whips out some old classics.
That's
like,
cool.
No, it's
and
great.
ukulele's a lot more discerning than most people think as well.
Yeah,
isn't it? Like,
no,
you can really
you can do some sevenths and
Yeah.
like definitely let's do a bit of jazz.
Yeah,
like.
jazz on a ukulele.
Yeah.
That's rock and roll. That's really cool. Yeah.
But,
Wow.
Yeah, I guess like there wasn't much music like around me. They did have really good taste in music.
Yeah.
So there was always
I can
like
imagine.
music playing, but I think like there was this one memory, maybe like I was 6 and like mum and dad were jamming on the piano and the flute. I was like, yeah, it was awesome.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. And was guitar like your first instrument? Or?
No, I just started playing guitar last year actually.
Oh wow.
That's a new one, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because I played piano, like we always had a piano, it was not one, but
Ah.
like I played it for like a year on my last year of high school.
Yeah.
I got lessons, and then I like went traveling, and I guess it's been like 2 and a bit years kind of since I played piano.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, last year I was like, I really want to be performing, and there's no piano around, so.
Yeah, it's a bit harder to take pianos with
Yeah.
you when you travel.
Just strap it to my
yeah,
back.
to your back,
I
exactly.
hope you don't mind, guys. Looking for the note.
In terms of that, like, because I presume that part of the reason you have done piano and stuff is because you're a composer, yeah? Like you write lyrics, or you're a lyricist
Yeah,
as well as...
well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
yeah, always? Have
Well,
you
yeah,
always
I
written?
think like I wrote lyrics before I started playing music.
Wow, see, that's
Yeah.
amazing. A lot of people, I don't think, unless they were like, did you write poetry as
It
well
was
as
poetry.
lyrics?
Poetry.
Yeah,
I was
there
really
we go.
into like, I don't know, as a younger child, like from the age of like 8 to 12, I just fiend poetry, rhyming and stuff.
Wow.
I used to love it. Yeah, I
That's
used to just
awesome.
like write, like, it just used to come out real naturally.
Yeah.
But not so much anymore.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like declined, I think, with the age and the high school thing. But yeah,
That's cool.
that's cool.
But yeah, you love writing lyrics. Like it's.
Yeah. I do like love writing them, I guess.
Yeah.
Like maybe recently I haven't done it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's more kind of like, I guess I think more of like the music and the chords. Like I think I might get caught up in that a bit more.
Oh, that's cool. It's almost like you're meeting yourself halfway.
Yeah. Going to a bit of a bridge.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you find in the past was writing like really therapeutic for you, or?
Oh yeah, totally. I think definitely a bit of an outlet.
Yeah. Were you this probably sounds like a bit of a loaded question, but were you like growing up in Byron, did you feel like pretty accepted by everyone around you? Like you never really had any kind of, I don't know, like judgment, or you weren't sort of bullied or anything like that for being, because you struck me as like quite ethereal, you know, quite kind of eccentric kind of person. I'm wondering how that would have gone down.
Well, it's interesting you ask that. I think like when you like maybe like in your younger teen years when you're really trying to conform to this like real like, I don't know, supre type, I know it's that type of age group, hip hop or whatever, and
Tweens,
it's not really you. There's definitely like, I think like you definitely feel like a bit on the periphery when you go like a public school. Like we had Lismore, which is a bit of a little hole.
I think Lismore surprisingly well actually. That's funny.
It's got a really kind of cool crowd, but it's an interesting place, good old Lismore.
It's a bit of both the worlds almost clashed together.
That's it. But like I think like definitely kind of like Nimbin, like you definitely feel at home kind of like being yourself. And I think if you're not eccentric and like individualistic, maybe you're kind of, it's like then you're not accepted, mate. Or like I guess I'm not exactly like sure how
like
to
the
explain
opposite
it,
for being too normal.
It's like too normal. You're not interested. And
right.
Want to talk to you. But and I guess like
That's really interesting. What are your thoughts on the music industry in Australia? I feel like you probably have a lot of thoughts on.
I think like frankly it's non-existent. I think there's a whole load of musicians here, like a massive amount of musicians. I think Melbourne especially is like a perfect example.
It's sort of seen as the music capital of Australia.
Yeah, well like I know like there's like ridiculously like everyone plays music or has something to do with music and like the amount of like talent like even coming out of VCA and stuff is like, it's like awesome. But for example, like I guess if you're looking at like a signage or like playing like big paid gigs, because there's like such a concentration, it's not like on par and it's not really equal in a sense. Like I know compared to like overseas kind of, especially London and stuff, there's a lot more, I guess you've got the whole of Europe backing whatever musician. If you go on the radio, everyone listens to it type of thing, but there's a whole more kind of like surge. And it's like there's a real richness and a real kind of like life about the industry there. Whereas in Australia, I almost feel it's like there's a lot of musicians, but there's a lot of musicians at kind of this level. But I guess that's why we just don't have the audience to back it. Like if you have like 20 something million.
That's right.
It's like but I know I kind of do love Australia in that sense, and especially Melbourne where you can play a lot of gigs. But like there might not be like the monetary value, but it's like real kind of artist space, I guess. And also like as well something like I think Australia might have more artists because we have like a society and culture which allows us to be artists. Whereas overseas like you have kind of like less of that because people got to go to work and like they got to study and stuff. So so I guess it's...
We have sort of less pressure to maybe conform here.
Exactly. We can go on Centrelink. Be job searches. While we play our music or like paint or whatever. But
cool. Have you ever wanted to sort of tour overseas or do things overseas?
Definitely. I guess I'm waiting to finish uni. Thinking of going over Europe maybe next week, 6 months.
Cool.
But definitely. I think like I know if you can do it, like it's got to be for sure. Got to be something I do.
That's awesome. What do you study at uni?
I still Bachelor of Arts.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
At what uni?
at Melbourne.
Oh, awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. What are you doing as part of your degree?
I'm doing Italian, French, and psychology.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, right. So do you already speak Italian and French, or?
I speak like a little bit of it, like I spoke a bit of Italian because I lived there for a few months, but
Yeah.
I started French this year and Italian. I'm doing it like 4th level now.
Yeah, wow.
But yeah.
That's really cool. And psychology, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's that fit into your world?
I think like I have this kind of like pet love of talking to like, I know, random or interesting looking characters on trams and trains.
Yeah, right. I wonder why. What happened to it?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Right.
and even just like I love kind of like even talking to like the homeless or the schizophrenics.
Me too.
Like,
yeah.
just-
I love that those are in the same category. Homeless, the schizophrenics. Yeah.
I know, like there's something kind of like really like awesome and like liberating. Just I know, just about like talking openly to people.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I think like as well like psychology. I guess that if I study a degree, it's always kind of like like a backup. In that kind of thing.
Right,
So I
okay.
need to like
Yeah.
get a degree in something that could be a conventional job.
Do you think you would could see yourself being a psychologist or being a counsellor or something like that?
I think I don't really want to do counselling. I like to do clinical psychology.
Okay, wow.
But I do it, and I think like, I guess I'll just see where I go with it. But I haven't really like I don't think I'll practice it maybe until I'm like after 30.
Yeah, right.
Kind of like or like around that kind of age group. Yeah.
Could you ever be, I don't know why, but I'm picturing you as a profiler. Would you ever want to be a profiler? So people who work for the police, so they're usually psychologists, but then they look into the people that sort of get into the minds of criminals and murderers and things like that in order to catch them and interrogate them and stuff.
God.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting.
Because they're like super interesting. Yeah.
Cool.
It's called, well, it's probably got a more technical name, but the nickname for it is profiling. 'Cause it's like,
Profiling.
yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
about that.
Well,
I
there
haven't
you go.
actually done much research on it. It's
Yeah,
probably
right.
like clinical because it's the only thing I've heard of in psychology.
Yeah.
Clinical.
Yeah, it's like, that sounds professional. Yeah.
I'll
Sounds
have my
legit.
nice like office with some opera music playing.
Yeah.
On the couch.
Yeah, right. The script to match your dress.
Yeah.
That's really good. Who inspires you in terms of musicians or anything?
Like I guess like any good live performance I see, I get inspired by it like continuously. I think like specifically, I think Friends, probably some of my like biggest inspiration like music wise. Like I'm continually like inspired by just like I know how amazing they are. Like when I go see them gig, I'm like, oh wow, and it kind of like gives you like this hope and this like surge of like, that's where I like can go. Or like I don't know, just the scope. I think like Melbourne, in a sense as well, and even just like listening to music, I think just kind of I guess like I'm inspired at the moment. I'd be like I'm inspired by kind of like solo artists.
Yeah. Okay.
Just solo artists like with bands or whatever. Who are kind of I know who are kind of like well known but aren't in that commercial thing.
No,
like,
still doing everything. Like my favourite, I think I said to you before, who you sort of remind me a bit of is Laura Marling.
Laura Marling, yeah.
She's just amazing. Like, 'cause she seems like such an old soul, and yet is this, she's an incredible like writer, and she's so young, and she had her first album out when she was like 17, I think, and like that's just insane. And maybe once again, growing up in that London, specifically British folk scene, sort of maybe she had it made even then,
Yeah, well, like that's the thing, like England as well, like for musician-wise, because I was thinking the other day, like all those like really kind of well-known musicians, if like in that folky scene, even if it's like the Mumford and Sons or like whatever, like it all kind of like comes from like that little hub of London town.
Yeah. There's
like
one of her cute songs, I think, called London Town that I really love.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh,
I've listened to her. I've listened to her a bit, but I'm horrible with names.
Oh yeah, she's good. She's really good. Any Australian musicians that you really enjoy in terms of soloists or?
The main. I think his name's Nick from Pond. I saw his solo stuff. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He probably just calls himself Nick something.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But
Pond's the band, though.
Pond's the band.
Yeah, right.
They're kind of like a bit bigger. Kind of like, do you know Tame Impala?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. He's played in Tame Impala.
Oh, cool. Sweet.
But I saw his solo stuff one night at Ali's Art House, and like, it was awesome. It was really cool. Really like raw, kind of like playing there, and just like I think like friends of mine who are solo artists.
Yeah.
Like Riley Fitzallen. You guys should check him out.
There you go. Well, I'll link all the things in the description. That's
and
really
and even I love Napalm. She's cool.
Yeah, right. That's a great name.
Napalm. Yeah, do you know how it's coded?
No, I don't. No.
Really?
Yeah. Should I? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
I would
just
like it.
they're just like a majorly like they're from Melbourne.
Ah, okay.
Most like people from Melbourne. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, they are really cool. Kind of like soul, jazz.
Oh wow.
fusion, funk,
I would like that.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Gotta think what it was. Yeah, what's next? Like, do you have any sort of aspirations in terms of, have you done any recording or anything?
Or like I've done like, I've kind of guess I've been like beating around the bush in a sense, like I'm not sure exactly how I want to record the songs, but like recently I've started jamming with the bands and I'm hoping to like maybe record like an EP by the end of the year, like just record like maybe the 5 songs, even just because like some of the songs like I'm just not sure like if I like them or like if they're like me anymore, just because like I was learning guitar, so like a lot of it was I'm not sure how I feel about them compositionally.
Yeah, right.
So I'm just kind of like, I'm thinking like I'll record them and I'm trying it out with the band now because I was doing it kind of like with people and then like adding effects and stuff, but I wasn't feeling it as much.
Yeah, cool. So it's all as SELKI, which is like SELKI.
Mm-hmm.
That's your like stage name for your solo stuff. Are you in other bands or?
Yeah, I guess. Like recently I guess I'm in a few. I'm in one who we don't have an official name yet. We call ourselves Girl Jams.
Okay.
And we're like a girl surf rock type. Kind of like almost like 70s, 80s vibe.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's real fun. Fun. And as well with my older sister.
Oh, wow.
Jazz McFarlane, and she was pretty big actually in Brazil there for a while.
Yeah, wow.
But she was starting kind of another project, and I guess we're calling ourselves Poison Ivy. We haven't really like sussed out a name either, but that I guess that's more kind of like pop rock, Jim Wigmore stuff maybe.
Yeah, cool. So a bit of variety. You like to keep it sort of fresh and mix things up. And for sure, definitely. It's just so much fun, like playing with people and like I can
kind
imagine.
of doing
just jamming whenever.
I'm kind of like open for whatever.
Well, I mean, it's probably a bit whatever, but I'd even love to sing with you because I'm getting back into singing.
Really?
Yeah, because I used to sing. I'm not very good.
What type of stuff?
It's like you're interviewing me now. The stuff that I really started off doing, because I did classical training. So stuff I really started off doing was like folky, classical, like old Irish and Scottish folk songs and things like that, which is really cool. And then when I got into contemporary, more like jazz, blues, kind of rock and roll, like anything sort of within the 50s and 60s, really. Yeah, it was kind of my jam. But then I've also performed like, Radiohead and Oasis and lots of other bands from like the 90s that I love. So stuff is informed by other things. But yeah, it's interesting. And I've got a really good mate of mine, Jared, who I'd like to introduce you to, who's a good muso. He is sort of starting this band and he wants me to do something which I've wanted to do forever. He wants me to create this kind of almost Tom Waits, like a younger sort of Tom Waits meets Rick Mayall, like demon character. And like sing and like character singing.
Dude, that'd be
wild. Wouldn't that be amazing? Because as an actor and someone who sort of sings,
and just
I can just go mental
watching,
and shock people and like get up in their faces and so
really create presence. And look, that's so awesome. I've seen like I forget the name of this band, but in Melbourne, and they had like the guy was like a real character. And they just didn't care. Kind of like would strip off and then just like stop singing a song and like be like he was really kind of like loving it. And the band was awesome. And it was like. Yeah, it's awesome stuff to watch. Yeah,
and they want to give it a very sort of punky vibe. Sort of. He actually said he wanted to do it about, which I thought was really kind of cute and also really important. He wanted to do it about sort of social and political like discussion. He wants the lyrics to be about that kind of thing, but have this very theatrical punky vibe. So I think that's a nice kind of combination.
Cool.
Yeah, that should be fun. Did you want to play us a song, to take us out, maybe?
Okay, cool.
I thought like maybe pick one of your favourites, and then we could keep chatting afterwards if you like.
I'm just trying to think of a song to do. Do you have any particular one that you remember any from the other night?
I don't remember any off by heart, but maybe, no, I can't think of what the names are.
I might play
whatever you like. Okay.
My brother's coming to visit it.
Oh, is she? Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
So I'll play this one then, because
Yeah.
I wrote this for I wrote this for all those mothers out there who try really hard to raise their children right.
Very Jenny Mitchell.
Yeah. Mother, to save him is on the firing line. Mother, to save him, put himself there this time. And he was once a king of kings, but now is his time. Mother, would you save him, though he's asked to die? And I know you tried so hard, and I heard they sewed up your heart with a needle and a thread, with a needle and a thread. Mother, would you save them? They are in need of your eyes. Mother, would you save them? You were always so wise. Mother, would you feed her? She turns to skin and bones. She will become a skeleton, just picking for the clothes. And I know you tried so hard, and I heard they sewed up your heart with a needle and a thread, the needle and a thread. And I know you tried so hard. I know you tried so hard. I know you tried. And there's all up your head, the needle and the thread, the needle and the thread. Yeah, cool.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
beautiful. And you wrote that for your mum? Or about your mum?
Or, yeah, I guess I didn't write it, or maybe a little bit, maybe subconsciously. It was one of those ones
right.
which afterwards you write and you're like, oh yeah, it's a bit revealing of the situation
Yeah, cool.
kind of thing. But yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's really cool. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Cool,
It's always
thank
lovely
you.
to see you, and
Yeah.
I was doing more music. And I have actually recorded SELKI's not last gig, but one of her gigs at Bar 303 in Northgate. So I'm going to put some of them in the links to those in the description as well. And obviously I'll put up your Facebook page and maybe any other things that
Cool.
that you send me. You can
Awesome.
check it out. Yeah, cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview, and check her out on Facebook because she's pretty cool and beautiful kind of live vibe when you go and see her live. All right, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.